And, a lot of you've been talking about just the connection between the larger group and individuals and just that transcendental connection. And when Dr. Fagan was talking about, for him, what a strong experience it was to feel that kind of solidarity amongst the whole group and just that international togetherness and everything. And I really felt that it wasn't the normal kind of like, we are the world kind of, emotional and beautiful connection, but it was so much deeper than that. I felt this time it was just in every fiber of who you are. And for me, I didn't really experience that much like bliss during the course because I was working kind of hard and I was not well for part of the time and blah, blah, blah. And, but the sense of significance of what we were doing was like just permeating me, consciousness and physiology, and that solidarity and duty. I felt like we made our son call, and then I don't know if we let go or not. I think a lot of us were expecting maybe more like taste of utopia bliss, those of us who were there. And I think a lot of us didn't get that due to different conditions, but I did feel like that sense of purpose. It was almost like Shakespeare's Henry V, when the king is telling his grossly outnumbered army of the historical significance of what they're about to do, and that generations will remember this act, and no matter the scars, we happy few kind of thing. And here we are, just a few 10,000 people against the billions of people in the world, kind of taking on this task, this duty. And I kind of felt like that's what carried a lot of the course through, despite the discomfort and the hardships. There was, and it wasn't of an emotional, superficial value. It was something so deep in us, the awareness of what we were connected to, like being, instruments of nature in this regard. So, and I also was thinking about when we had that expectation, perhaps some of us, about like having bliss the whole time and like super deep experiences and everything. I was remembering in 1978 when there was that little conflict, well, possible conflict, when it wasn't very publicly known, but the Russian army had put 4,000 troops at the German border to prepare an invasion, and the intelligence in the West found out, and we matched those 400,000 troops, and they were all gathered at the border. And so our army, 1,700 Siddhas gathered near that point and started their program on a course. And within a few days, nature responded not in the way that probably the Siddhas there expected, with just depth and transcendence and love and peace spreading everywhere, but a huge snowstorm came. And it was minus 29 Fahrenheit, which was unheard of really in this area. And it snowed and snowed and snowed, and there were drifts like of 26 feet drifts. And so there, at that time of military technology, there couldn't be a war. There just couldn't be that conflict. And instead, everyone immediately turned their attention to, we have to clear roads, we have to get food to people, we have to just keep people alive. And so they completely pivoted to helping, just helping. And their hearts just expanded, and it became this whole other thing. And you might have thought that when the blizzard started, the Siddhas might have thought, whoa, maybe we should stop, what's going on kind of thing. But nature has her own plan. And I really felt that on this course, that nature had a plan. And as Maharshi said once when he was proposing some outrageous project, and Nankashore kept saying, but Maharshi, we can't do that, we can't do that, we can't do that. And Maharshi finally, after letting Nankashore go on, Maharshi said, Nankashore, I have a plan. You don't know I have a plan, but I have a plan. And I felt like that's what nature was kind of saying on this course. And it just took its own way. And I almost felt like the hardships that some of us were experiencing you know, 4,000 Westerners coming to India and they have no place to stay and they're waiting in lines with about 400 people to get their tiffin full of rice and dal and not feeling well. The pollution levels were quite high and like that. But I felt like if we had all been fat and happy and everything going really smoothly, maybe those people who were watching and considering whether or not to support a group of 10,000, they would have, their hearts wouldn't have opened up like they did. But I think they saw our resolve and our commitment to this high purpose. And we're Westerners, we're foreigners to what they feel is their knowledge. And yet we're so committed that we'll put up with any discomfort to see it through. And I feel like since almost more than another demonstration of what the Maharshi effect can do, Maharaja's purpose was to create a permanent group. And I feel like the way nature made it play out with all of us as instruments, not feeling so well sometimes, that just really moved the hearts of these people who then came forward to hopefully create a permanent group. So I think a lot of us just surrendered to that plan and felt happy few to be the instruments in that cause.